Subia sold rice at the market gate. He had all varieties of rice heaped in wicker baskets. His shop was stuffy and dark, but he loved every inch of it. He loved the smell of gunny sack, of rice and husk. He never closed his shop. There were days of drought as well times when the harvest was rich. But he flourished through good times and bad. Rice was in his blood. As a boy, he served as an unpaid apprentice. When his father ruled, those were the days when Subia hated the rice bags. He longed for the crowded streets, cinemas, football matches, and wrestling tournaments. But his father, more or less, kept him chained to the shop and discouraged his outside interests. When his father died, he slid in so nicely in the business that nobody noticed the difference. He owned 30 acres of land. He kept 5 prized cows and buffaloes. He hired a home tutor for his children. He loaded his wife with gold and draped her in expensive silk saris. He added on to his house 2 more stories and several halls. He lent money at exorbitant rates of interest, and if people failed to pay, he acquired their houses. He became swollen with money. During the war, when Saigon and Burma ceased to send rice, Subia's profits piled up as never before. People flocked to his shop at all hours. He bought the big house next door for a godown, and then the next, and then bought a dozen more villages. With the introduction of price and food control, he got worried. He slept little and lost taste for food. All through the dark nights, he thought about this problem. But soon he found a solution to the problem. He gave away a lot of money to people who came to examine his stock and accounts. Gradually, with experience, he became a master of his situation. He opened and closed his shop in such a manner as to make people come to him several times to buy rice. When they had money, he had no stock, or when he had rice, they had no money. By all this, he accumulated a vast quantity of rice, and only a small portion reached the food department. One evening, as he had just closed his shop, a person halted before him and said,
"Oh, you have closed?"
"I have other business now. No time to stop and talk." He went past him. The other man followed him and held him by the arm and cried,
"You must open your shop and give me rice. I can't let you go. My 2 children are crying for food. They and my old mother have been starving. Please somehow give me some rice. I couldn't get a grain anywhere."
"How much do you want?"
"Give me a seer. There are 6 mouths to feed at home."
"How much money do you have?" The man held up a half-rupee coin. Subia looked at the coin with contempt. "You expect to get 1 seer for this?"
"But it's 3 seers for a rupee, isn't it?"
"Don't talk of all that nonsense. If you have another 8 annas, You may get a seer.
This is the end of the month, you see. This is all I have.
You will get only half a seer. That's the price the man I know will demand.
All right. Better than nothing.
Give the coin here. Don't follow me. That fellow is suspicious. You wait here. I'll be back. But I can't promise. If he says no, it'll be just your luck. The person stood on the street corner while Subia went with the 8 annas. 3 hours had gone by, and yet there was no sign of Subia. The man wandered up and down through the silent streets. He went back to the main shop, but he wasn't there either. Then he called at Subia's house. Subia's wife opened the door.
Is Subia at home?
No, he hasn't come at all. She looked very anxious. By 6 next morning, they became nervous, and in that condition, she could not help saying, "Have you looked for him at the other godown?"
Other godown? Where is it?
She knew its whereabouts. They started out. After passing through some by-lanes, they came upon the building. The door was bolted from inside. They knocked on it. Finally, they had to break open the front ventilator, slip a boy through it, and then have the main door opened. A faint morning light came in through the broken ventilator. In a corner, they saw an electric torch lying on the floor, and then a half-rupee coin, and a little of a hand stuck out of a pile of fallen bags.